So in this problem, they're telling us at low pH, which statement is correct? Is there more hydroxide ions than hydrogen ions? Is there more hydrogen ions than hydroxide ions? Or is there more hydrogen ions than H2O molecules? Or D, is there are no hydrogen ions? Or E, none of the above. So in order to figure which of these is correct, let's first build up a pH graph to have a better understanding of what we have. So I'll start by writing this side. So now that we have this chart, we can easily determine that the lower the pH, because this is the pH level from 0, 7, and 14. So the lower the pH, the more hydrogen ions there's going to be. And as there's lower pH, there's going to be less hydroxide ions. On the other hand, if we have the max amount of pH, which is 14, there's going to be the more amount of hydroxide ions, but there's going to be a less amount of hydrogen ions. And in the middle, 7, there's a kind of a neutral between the both. But notice that despite being very little hydroxide ions, there's still some hydroxide ions at 0. And despite being very little hydrogen ions at 14 pH, there is still some. So now, knowing this, let's read the answers and scratch out which ones are incorrect. So A, there are more hydrogen ions than hydroxide ions than hydrogen ions. So there are more at low pH. So let's say this is low pH, right? There are more hydroxide ions than hydrogen ions. So that's incorrect because here at low pH we have more hydrogen ions than hydroxide ions. So A is incorrect. And B, it says there are more hydrogen ions than hydroxide ions. That in fact is correct, so we'll leave a check mark. Let's go to C. It says there are more hydrogen ions than H2O molecules, and actually that's irrelevant because we're not dealing with H2O molecules. So we'll just scratch that off. And D, it says there are no hydroxide ions, but as we previously said, despite being a very low pH, there is still the existence of hydroxide ions. So that is incorrect. And none of the above is irrelevant because in the end, B was our correct answer. Final answer.